Generally, two or more statements are given, okay, and two or more conclusions are given. And based on the statements, we have to decide which of the conclusions are valid and which are not. Okay, it's very easy actually, but many of you get confused because you don't know how to approach the question, right? Traditionally, if you want to solve questions related to syllogisms, okay, you can solve them by the Venn diagram method. Now, many of you might not be knowing what exactly is a Venn diagram. I'll explain it to you, so don't worry. Okay, just right now remember that traditionally or every time primarily, most of the syllogisms questions can be solved using the Venn diagrams. Okay, but today we are going to see two methods. One of them is Venn diagram, right? Another method which is very easy, which will help you solve questions related to syllogisms, right? So the first method is the Venn diagram, okay, which we are going to see. The second method is nothing but income expense method. Now what exactly is an income expense method? I'll explain it in detail, okay, don't worry, nothing would be remained unexplained or something like that. So please remember there are two methods, Venn diagram and income expense method, right? Now, let's move on to what exactly do you mean by Venn diagram. Venn diagram is nothing but just a method of representation. Now, for example, if in a box, right? If in a box there are like, if I want to show that I want to show a square, what I'll do? I'll just draw a square and point and say, okay, this is a square, okay? Now, if I want to show all the cats in this world or all the dogs in this world, how I'll show? It is really impossible, right, to draw all the dogs and all the cats in this world, okay? So, a easier method is Venn diagram. What we do is, we draw a circle. We call this circle as dogs, okay? This circle is called dogs, and everything within the circle, that means is nothing but dogs. That means that all the dogs of the world are inside this circle. Nothing is outside the circle. This circle represents the dogs, right? Same way for cats, what we'll do? We'll have a circle for cats, right? And everything inside this circle are nothing but all the cats in the world. So did you understand that Venn diagram is nothing but just a method of representation? Now you can have a square also to represent dogs and cats, okay? But why do we take circle? Because later on you will realize with circle it is much easier not only to draw but to show overlapping or something like that. Those things would come later on, but still it is easier to solve sums using a circle. So let's not consider a square, let's consider a circle. So now basically in short you have understood what exactly is a Venn diagram. Venn diagram is nothing but circles, okay, to represent things, right? Now syllogisms have two kind of sums, two type of questions. Please pay attention over here, this is extremely important, okay? From this moment whatever I am telling you, it is extremely important and this is going to help you in exam a lot. Now syllogisms has two type of sums. One is normal sums and other is possibility sums, okay? Yeah, I'll tell you what exactly is the meaning of these two. One is normal sums, one is possibility sums. Whenever you see normal sums, always use the income expenditure method to solve the sum. It would be very fast, very quick and very easy. Whenever you see possibility sum, you have to solve using Venn diagram. There is no other option. Now normal sums can also be solved by Venn diagram, okay, but it is easier to solve income expenditure method instead of Venn diagram. So go in with income expenditure method for normal sums. For possibility, there is no other option. You have to go with the Venn diagram. There is no other option. That is the reason I said we will be learning two methods. Both of the methods should be known to you because it becomes very useful to have two methods in hand, okay? Now the next question is how to determine which sum is normal and which is possibility sum, and what exactly do we mean by normal and possibility, okay? Whenever you get a question, the question will be of this format. There would be a statement, okay, two or more statements, right? And there would be two or more conclusions that we have already seen, okay? Conclusion 1, conclusion 2, conclusion 3, like that, two or more conclusions. First, immediately see the conclusions. If in the conclusion, if you see the words like can be, okay, these two together, I mean can be, okay, or being a possibility, right, possibility, or being a chance, okay. If you see these three words, these three type of words, it is a possibility sum. If you don't see these words, it is a normal sum. Normal means I have just given it a name normal. There is no such name as normal. And just for your benefit, for you to understand, I have segregated the sums into two parts, normal and possibility. Possibility is little bit complex. It is easy, it's not difficult, but little bit more complex than normal sums, okay. If you see the words can be, being possibility or being possible, or being chance or being part, or there is a chance, something like that, if you see these words in conclusion, not the statement, in conclusion, then the sum is a possibility sum and you have to use Venn diagram. If these three words are not there, it is a normal sum. Use income expense method. So what is the first step while solving syllogism sums? Take a look, first step is take a look at conclusion and see whether it is normal or a possibility sum, okay. After that, decide the method based on this, okay. For normal, you have income expenditure, for possibility, you have Venn diagram, and solve the sum and get the answer. Now, let us move on to understanding what exactly is the income expenditure method, okay. Okay, now you might get scared by seeing the screen that okay, this looks a little bit complicated, I might not be able to do it, but don't worry, it is extremely easy. I'm not only going to tell you how to solve the sums using income expense method, but I'm also going to teach you how to remember income expense method, okay. It's very easy, there's nothing to it. I'm just added colors to it so that I'll be able to better explain it to you and differentiate things for you, okay. Now, here in income expense method, before starting with that, always remember that in the statements and conclusions which are given, okay, they are nothing but sentences. Every sentence, look at the top left corner, every sentence will have only two elements. Only two elements, right? This sentence has two elements, this and this. This is the first, this is second. This sentence has two elements. This is first, this is second. The words some, all, the, are, is, of, all these things are not elements. Elements are like bottles, glass, okay, red, pink, words like red, pink, yellow, anything like that, circus, lion, tiger, all that stuff. But these words like some, all, the, are, is, joining words, these are not the elements. Every sentence will have only two elements, be it statement, be it conclusion. So this is again two elements, first element, second element. Here also two elements, first element, second element. I have written the first element in red, second element in blue, okay. Remember this. Now after this, please remember that in syllogisms, okay, in syllogisms, there are four words which are most important. Four words. What are those? First is all. All means everything and all that stuff, okay. All. Second one is no or none. Third one is some. And fourth one is some not, okay. This some not is not some and next word immediately not, some, then there are some words in between, then the word not, okay. These four words are most important in syllogisms because almost all the sums of syllogisms will have either all these words or some of these words. Apart from this, nothing would be there in syllogisms. If you see carefully in this sum, we have some, we have all, we have no, we have some again, okay. So these four words, please remember them. I'll also tell you the trick how to remember these, very easy. Take a look. First, we know that most common word is like everything. This world is everything. So all is the most common word, okay. Just remember this word all, okay. What is opposite of all? Nothing, none, no. We got the second word, no, okay. Now, it is not possible that every time you take everything or you take all of it, okay. Sometimes it might happen that something might fall from your hand, you will not be able to take everything. So at that time, what do we say? I just took some of it or few things I took. So some or part of it. All is complete everything, some is part of it. So some becomes the third word. Now for all we had an opposite, no. For some also we should have an opposite. We don't know what is opposite of some. So common sense, right? Some not. Just add not over here and you will get the fourth word. These four words please remember. Okay. Now we learned that there are two elements and there are four words. We have written the four words over here: all, no, some and some not. You see, if you see carefully, they are arranged in an alphabetic order. First A, then N, then S, then SN. Now in this table, whenever you are drawing this table, you should know this table by heart. Okay. Once you know this table by heart, 95% of your work is done and you will be able to solve the sums related to syllogisms in hardly 25 seconds. Yes, believe me, if you by heart this table, if you remember this table, you will solve the sums related to syllogisms in just 25 seconds. Okay. Now over here, I'll tell you now, I have already told you how to remember the four words. Okay. Now I'll tell you how to build the table or how to remember the table. Just write the four words in alphabetical order. Anyways, I have told you how to remember them. It is already in alphabetical order. So you write that all, opposite is no, none. Then all is entire. So we have some, that is part of it. Okay. And opposite of some is some not. Right. Now there are two elements we have learned. So element 1, element 2. Element 1 is in red, element 2 is in blue. Right. Now what we have to do is it is income and expense. Income and expense is related to what? Rupees, money. So what we have to do next is just donate money or give money. Okay. How? Let us see. Now in profit and loss, okay, in profit and loss or any money sums related to quantitative aptitude or something like that, what we do is, if we do not know price of anything, okay, and if there is a sum, what we assume, let the price of the object be 100 rupees. Okay, or say 10 rupees or 1 rupee. Okay, and then we solve the sum. So here let us assume that we take money as 100 rupees. When we have everything, we take 100 rupees. When we don't have anything, we take it as 50 rupees. So we are taking two amounts. I'll write it over here: 100 rupees, okay, and 50 rupees. These two amounts we have assumed. Now let us start writing or filling the table. We have 4 by 2 table and we have to start filling the table. How to fill it? What is smaller amount? 50 rupees. So write 50. Then next is bigger amount, 100. Again 50. Okay. Again 100. Okay. Again, now there is no space over here. So move over here. Again 50. Now what has happened? We have made an error. We have shifted our lane. Okay. So we have to pay a fine. So same 50, we wrote 50. So we have to write again 50 as punishment. Okay. Now count how many times you have written 50. You have written 1, 2, 3 and 4 times you have written 50. But 100 you have written only 2 times here and here. So to compensate, write 100 and 100 over here. So 4 times 50, 4 times 100. Everything is balanced. Right. I'll again show in exam. What you need to do is that whenever you go into exam, whenever you get the rough sheet or something like that, simply draw this table very quickly. All, none, opposite is none, then some, opposite is some not. Okay, element 1 is over here, element 2 is over here. Once you practice, you won't have to write this. What you will simply write is, for all, first in the second column we will start, first we donate 50 rupees, then 100 rupees, then we donate 50, then we donate 100, then no space, so we go over here and donate again 50, 50, 100, 50, 100, alternate. Okay, now here we have broken a rule. Okay, we have to pay fine. So we have written 50. So punishment is write 50 again. 4 times 50 has happened. Again write 100 and 100 so that 4 times 100 happens and everything gets balanced. Okay, so for all we have 150. N we have 100 and 100. S we have 50 and 50. And S not or some not we have 50 and 100. Okay, now this table, your 95% work is done. Rule number 1 for income expenses, by heart this table. If you find any other method easier to by heart the table, you can do it, or you can go by this method also. This is very, very easy. Now comes the main point. What is income? What is expense? Very, very easy, very common sense. Statements have been given to us. So this becomes income. Income is given to us and we have to decide conclusion. So this becomes the expense. Okay, because we spend the money. Okay, so statement is given to us, salary is given to us. So income is this and opposite is expense over here. Now another second and the most important rule is that income should always be greater than or equal to the expense. Please remember this, income should be greater than or equal to expense. You cannot have earning 50 rupees and spending 500 rupees. No. If you earn 50 rupees, you can spend 50 rupees or less than 50 rupees. So income has to be greater than or equal to the expenditure. It is a very important rule. Now using this table and this rule, let us start solving the sums. Whenever you get the question will be like these two statements, these two conclusions, and we have to choose which conclusion is valid. So let us start solving. What you to do? First, whenever you get the question, first check out for the words can be, possibility, being a possibility, being chance. Okay, are there any words like that? No. So this is a normal sum. Okay, this is what we have seen previously. Okay, this is a normal sum which have to be solved by income expense method. Now first rule, we have by hearted the table. We have also written it in rough over there. Okay, in rough space. Now take the first statement. Some bottles are glass. What is the first word? Sum. For sum, how much money do we donate? Over here, see the table. For sum, we donate 50 rupees to element 1, 50 rupees to element 2. Element 1 is this, give 50 rupees. Element 2, give 50 rupees. Next sentence, all the glasses are cables. All. For all, how much money we give? 150. 100 to 1, 50 to second element. Okay? Okay? 150. Now conclusion, move to the sentences. No glasses are cables. For no, we give 100 rupees to element 1, 100 rupees to element 2. Okay, over here, see over here, right hand side table. Now again to the second conclusion, come over here, sum. For sum we give 50 rupees to element 1 and again 50 rupees to element 2. Your 98% sum is solved over here. How much? 98%. Okay, what is the remaining 2%? I'll tell you, very easy. See the first conclusion, we have to decide which conclusion is valid, which is not. Okay, first conclusion is no glasses are cable. There are two elements, glasses, cable. These two elements, find the sentence which has both these elements. First does not, first only has glass. Second has glasses and cables both. Okay, good. This is the sentence which we want. Over here, what is the income of, since it is under statements, this value must be the income of glasses. Okay. What is the income of glasses? 100. Over here in conclusion, that means expense. So what is the expense of glasses? 100. This condition gets satisfied. Yes, income is equal to expenditure. Okay, good, very good. Over here, cables, income is 50. What is the expenditure over here for cables? In conclusion, 100. Expenditure is greater than income. This condition does not get satisfied. This is not a valid conclusion. See how easy it was? Just checking whether income is greater or than or equal to expenditure or not. Okay, move on to the next sentence. Next conclusion, some cables are bottles. Okay, cables and bottles in one sentence. Let's find out. Over here we see that bottles is in sentence 1, cables is in sentence 2. They are not in the same sentence. No need to panic. We have a solution for this also. What to do? We have already learned. See, look over here. A equal to B, okay, and if B equal to C, then we can write A equal to C. This you have learned in maths, basic mathematics, right? Now in these two equations, A equal to B and B equal to C, we have B common. Same way over here, find the common thing. You have bottles and glass, you have glass and cable. So glass is common with glass, okay, glass is common with glass. I'll just circle these two. Now what to do? Whenever you find one word common, okay, in both the words, check the value of both the words. Glass, this glass has 50 rupees, this glass has 100 rupees. Now, at least one of the word must have 100 rupees. Out of these two common words or two same words, one should have at least 100 rupees. If both of them have 50 rupees, cancel. No, we don't want these smaller value people, okay. What do we want? We want at least one should have 100 rupees, okay. Here glasses, here this has 100 rupees, this has 50. So 100 is there, okay, no problem. We can proceed ahead, okay. But if both of them 100, then also it is fine. Then also we can proceed. But if both of them have 50-50, not allowed at all. Immediately cancel the sentence over here. This conclusion will become invalid, okay. But here we have glasses has the value 100, so no problem at all, okay. Now we have bottles over here, we have cables over here. Income of bottles is 50, okay, and over here in conclusion, income of bottles is expenditure of bottle is 50. this condition gets satisfied, income greater than equal to expenditure. Okay, next, cables income is 50. In conclusion, cables expenditure is 50. Income is equal to expenditure, condition satisfied. So this is a valid conclusion. Okay, only second conclusion is valid, or only second conclusion follows. Now you might think that this is a very lengthy and tough method, and it is very difficult to remember all such stuff, but actually it is very easy. This is the first time you are seeing this, that is the reason you might be thinking that this is tough. But again, I'm going to take one more example to show you how easy and quickly you can solve the sum. Okay, and after that we are going to take more examples so that you will get comfortable with the income expenditure method, which is extremely useful, and it is very quick when it comes to solving normal syllogisms sums. Okay, let's take another example for income expense method. So over here we'll take this example. Okay, let's start. What is it? First, in conclusions, can we see the word can be or being, possible, being, chance? No. So this is a normal sum and we'll solve it using income expenditure method. Whenever we go in exam, first thing we have to do is draw the table. All, opposite of all is none. Then this is all, opposite of all is no. Okay, no or none. Then we'll have some. Okay, and some not. Okay, some not. We donate 50 rupees, then we donate 100 rupees, then we give 50 rupees, then we give 100 rupees, no space. So move over here, give 50 rupees. Okay, we have made a mistake. We have to pay a fine of 50 rupees. Now 4 times 50 rupees have been given. So 4 times 100 also be given. So we have the table. Okay, this table is already set. Now let us start solving the example by income expense method. First statement or first sentence, no. No means there are two elements, 1 and 2. Give 100 rupees to first, 100 rupees to second, as per this. Okay, all, second statement has all. For all we give 150. Okay, so 100 to the first element, 50 to the second element. Please remember here, red, boy, girl, these are elements. Are, is, no, all, these are not the elements. Okay, next, conclusion statement, again no. No means we give 100 to element 1, 100 to element 2. Sum means give 50 to element 1, 50 to element 2. 98% of the sum has been done. Okay, let's move on to the next 2%. Right, first conclusion is no girl is red. Girl and red, these two in one sentence. Let us check out, is there a sentence? No. Girl is in sentence 1, girl is in sentence 1, red is in sentence 2. No problem. Find the common word between these two, boy and boy. Okay, boy and boy, both of them. Now what have we learnt? That at least one must have 100 value or 100 rupees. Okay, this has 100 rupees, this has 100 rupees. Okay, no problem at all. Let's proceed. Girl income is 100. Correct. In expenditure, this is income, this is expenditure. In expenditure, girl expenditure is 100. Income greater than or equal to 100. This is what we want. This condition gets satisfied. Okay, red income is 50. And here red expenditure is 100. Expenditure here goes above the income, so this is not a valid conclusion. Next, some red are boys. Red and boys. Let us find out these two words in one sentence. Okay, the second sentence has boys and red in one sentence. Okay, is that right? Boy and red is there in second sentence together. Income of boy is 100. Income of boy, expenditure of boy over here is 50. Good. Now condition satisfied. Red, income of red is 50, expenditure of red is 50. Okay, again condition satisfied, income equal to expenditure. Okay, that means income more than expenditure or income equal to expenditure. Okay, here the income is equal to expenditure, so this is a valid conclusion. See how easy it was. This table you will already prepare at the start of the paper. Okay, you just have to write the values and compare 150, 150. Very easy. You will get 100% accurate answer. You will never make mistake. This sum can be solved using Venn diagrams also, like drawing this for boys, this is for red, this is for girls, and all that stuff you can draw using Venn diagram also. But with Venn diagram there are many possibilities, right? That diagram can be like this also. Okay, diagram can be like this and like this also. diagram can be like this and like this also. To avoid these confusions in simple sums, because these waste time, this method is the best when it comes to normal sums. Most, I'll tell you, round about 90%, okay, 90% of the sums will be normal. You won't have to go for Venn diagram. 90% sums would be normal. For rest of the 10% sums, you might have to use the Venn diagram. We are going to teach you about Venn diagram also, but please remember, income expense method is very easy. Practice the method and you will get the answer in 25 to 30 seconds guaranteed. Okay, moving on. Now let's take a look at Venn diagrams. Okay, don't be afraid, okay, of all the diagrams that you are seeing and sentences over here. I'll explain everything to you. They are very easy. What we know is that a Venn diagram is for representing things, right? If you want to talk about all the cats in the world, what do you do? You draw a circle. You call this circle as cats. So this circle represents all the cats in the world. Everything inside the circle is nothing but a cat. Everything outside the circle might be anything, we don't know what it is, but inside the circle everything is cat. Okay, all the cats in the world. Now we have learned 4 important words. Okay, during income expense method we have learned 4 important words: all, no, some and some not. Okay, same for using those 4 words, what we did, we drew a table for income expense method. Over here you will see what are the Venn diagrams or representing diagrams for all the 4 words. So for all, what diagram should be drawn? For no, what diagram should be drawn? For some, what should be drawn? That we will check out. Let us move on to the first word, all. The sentence will be of this format: all cats are dogs. Okay, whenever we write that, what does it means? All the cats in the world are nothing but dogs. Okay, so we draw a circle of cats. Okay, this is the circle of cats in blue, and we draw another circle, bigger circle, which encloses these cats. Okay, that is the circle. Pink circle is for dogs. Okay, this pink, orange, whatever circle, it is for dogs. All the cats are coming inside the dogs. Okay, they are part of dogs. So these cats are dogs. All the cats are dogs. Now there is another way to represent this. This is, see, very easy. The dogs have eaten all the cats, and so now cats have become a part of dogs, right? Now there is no part of cats outside the dogs. Please remember, okay, if it comes outside, it does not remain, the sentence will not hold true. If you have like this, the cats are coming outside, then it is not all cats are dogs. Okay, so remember, it is entire circle of cats is inside the dogs. Another way to represent it is this, where the circle of cats and dogs coincide. Okay, same circle is for cats, same circle is for dogs. This means that all the cats are dogs. Okay, but this also means that all the dogs are cats. All cats are dogs, also all dogs will be cats, because both have the same circle. Here you can say all cats are dogs, but you can never say all the dogs are cats. Okay, so this is the difference. But the statement all can be written in this way. This is the first way, this is the second way. Remember it. Generally draw the first way only. If you are not able to get the answer, then only go to the second way. Okay, moving on to the next important word, no. Okay, no cats are dogs. That means there are cats in this world, there are dogs in this world, and they are not at all related. Okay, so draw 2 circles separated from each other, not touching each other or coinciding with each other. Very easy. Alternate way to draw this is this way: draw cats, draw dogs. Okay, mark a line between them and a cross, which means that cats and dogs are not at all related to each other. They are separate entities. See how easy it is. Moving on to the third important word, some. Some cats are dogs. That means that there are cats in the world by pink, there are dogs in the world which are blue. Okay, blue circle, pink circle, and some of the cats, so part of the cat community, are dogs, right? That is the reason we overlap these 2 circles. Okay, now over here we say some of the cats are dogs. Same way we can say some of the dogs which overlap with the cats. Okay, some of the dogs, some of the dog community is also cat. So when you draw this diagram, it is 2 ways. Some cats are dogs and some of the dogs, okay, are cats, right? Now there is another way to write this or draw this. What is it? Take a look over here. Over here we say some of the cats are dogs. So draw all the cats in the world. Okay, this pink, this is nothing but all the cats in the world. And some cats, a portion of the cat community is dogs. Okay, the portion of cat community in blue is nothing but dogs. So some cats are dogs. Now what you will see directly over here, this diagram is very much similar to this diagram. Okay, you will see, oh, this is similar, but please observe carefully, it is much different. Here we say all the cats are dogs. Okay, here the cats are outside, dogs are inside. Here we can say all the dogs are cats, but our statement is some cats are dogs, right? So this diagram which is there, it can be read in two ways. The first way is all dogs are cats. Okay, very easy, all dogs are cats. And second way is some cats, okay, entire cat community, out of entire cat community, some cats are dogs. So remember this difference. It is very easy. Once you practice, you will be very easily be able to decipher this and write it in exam, draw it in exam. It is very easy. Only practice is needed. We are going to see some sums which will make it more and more clearer. Next is some cats are not dogs. Very easy again. So, draw cats first, draw dogs first. Okay, not dogs. Okay, some cats. So draw a small community of cats over here, this dark circle. Okay, this small community of cats, some cats are not dogs. So these cats which are there in dark, they are not dogs. Rest of the cats can be dogs, cannot be dogs, we do not know. Okay, but we know for sure, it is 100% guaranteed thing that this some cats or this dark portion is not dogs. Okay, this is it. These are the very basic Venn diagrams which would be useful who are solving almost 100% or all the sums related to syllogisms or possibilities. Okay, nothing else is needed, only these things are needed. If you understand this, you will be able to tackle the sums related to possibility. Normal sums, tackle it using income expense method. Possibility sums, tackle with Venn diagram. Okay, moving on. Question number 1, directly by looking we know it is a syllogism sum. So in conclusion, check out the words like can be, being possibility, being a chance, they are not there. So this is a normal sum. Okay, normal sum which has to be solved by income expense method. We already know the table. Okay, again, once again I'll draw the table. All, none, some, not. 50, 100, 50, 100, no space, move over here. 50, oh, made a mistake, pay a fine of 50 rupees. Again 4 times 50, so 4 times 100 should be there. Okay, this and this. Let's start solving. Sum 50 to element 1, 50 to element 2. All 100 to element 1, 50 to element 2. No, 100 to element 1, 100 to element 2. Conclusion, no, 100 to element 1, 100 to element 2. Sum 50 and 50. No, 100, okay, I'll write over here, 100 and 100, 98% sum done. Next, no cats are dogs, cats and dogs, these two elements in one line, cats in this, dog in this, there is no sentence having both of them, but we found two sentences, this and this, cat is over here, dog is over here, common word is white, okay, does one white is 50, one white is 100, so okay, we need at least 100, so good. We can go ahead, right, because we found 100. Now cat income is 50, this is income, this is expense, cat income is 50, here cat expenditure is 100, not valid conclusion, the expenditure is exceeding. Okay, next, some cats are dogs, this is second conclusion, some cats are dogs, cats and dogs in one sentence. Let's check out, cats, white, dog. Again these two sentences, again cat and dog. Okay, white is common, white 1 is 100, so we can go ahead. Your cat income is 50, your cat expenditure is 50. Good, condition is satisfied, income greater than equal to expenditure. Okay, next is dog income, here it is 50, dog expenditure is 50. This is a valid conclusion because condition satisfied. Let's go to the third conclusion. No, white is snow, white and snow. Here we have white in second sentence, we have snow in third sentence. Here common is dog, and one dog is 100. Common in the common words, One dog is 50, one dog is 100, right? So 100 we have, we can go ahead. Here the income of white is 100, here the expenditure of white is 100. Condition satisfied. Snow, income of snow is 100, expenditure of snow is 100. Condition satisfied. Income greater than equal to expenditure. This is a valid conclusion. These two are valid conclusion. This is not a valid conclusion. See how easy it was? Very easy. Here I am telling you, I am talking to you. That is the reason you might feel that this is taking too much time. But when you solve it on your own, this is hardly going to take you 30 seconds. Okay, with 3 sentences, hardly 35 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds more, nothing more than that, right? Moving on to the next question. Over here again, conclusion. This is a normal sum with income expense method. Okay, statement. All means donate 150 based on table. All means donate 150. Okay, 150. All again 150, 150, right? Here all flutes are instrument, flute and instrument, where it is instrument and flute. Instrument income 100, instrument expenditure 50. Condition has to be income greater than equal to expense. Okay, satisfied. Here flute income 50, flute expenditure 100. Condition not satisfied. Okay, so not a valid conclusion. Next, all the humans are flutes. Humans and flutes. Humans and flutes, this sentence and this sentence. Okay, instruments are common. One instrument is 100, one is 50. So we can go ahead because we found 100. Human income is 100. Here human expenditure is 100. Condition satisfied. Flute income is 50. Flute expenditure is 50. Condition satisfied. That income has to be greater than or equal to expenditure. This is a valid conclusion. That is only conclusion 2 is valid. Conclusion 1 is not valid at all. Okay, now moving on to the next question. Please remember that you can get latest job offerings on job forum of careerride.com. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 3, statement, conclusions, no words like can be, possibility, chance. So it is a normal question sought to be solved by IE method, income expenditure method. Moving on, sum, donate rupees 50 and 50. All 150. Sum again 50, 50. Sum 50, 50. Let's start. Some first conclusion is some keyboards are cables. Keyboards and cable, which sentence? Okay, in sentence number 2, statement number 2, we find cable and keyboard together. Cable income is 100. Here cable expenditure is 50. Condition is satisfied. Okay, income greater than equal to expense. Keyboard income is 50, keyboard expenditure is 50. Condition is satisfied. This is a valid conclusion. Take the second conclusion. Some keyboards are laptops. Keyboards and laptops. Which sentence? First sentence. Directly keyboard and laptop in one sentence. Here laptop income is 50, laptop expenditure is 50. Okay, condition satisfied. Here keyboard income is 50, keyboard expenditure is 50. Condition satisfied. So this is also a valid conclusion. So both are valid conclusions, both follow. Okay, both conclusions follow. Moving to the next question. Again we check for the words like can be, okay, being, possibility, can be, okay. These this question has words like can be, possibility. So this is a possibility sum and we have to solve it using Venn diagrams. Okay, we have not seen how to solve a sum related to Venn diagrams. So now I'll teach you how to solve possibility sums related to Venn diagrams, right? In over here what we need to do is that we just need to draw all the possible Venn diagrams. Say there are three possible situations. Okay, there are 3 possible Venn diagrams which are correct. Okay, for the given set of statements. Okay, if we can draw the diagram in 3 ways, right, then we have to find at least one situation where the given conclusion, say conclusion number 1, is true. So here say in this diagram or this possible situation, conclusion number 1 is true. Then we have to find one possible situation where the conclusion is false. Okay, at least one correct, at least one wrong. Okay, then only we can mark the conclusion as right. If all the 3 are correct, then we have to mark it as wrong. If all the 3 are wrong, then also we have to mark it as wrong. We need at least one correct situation and one wrong situation. Okay, situation means one situation where the conclusion is possible, one situation where the conclusion is not possible. Third one can be anything, third, fourth, whatever it is, it can be anything, it doesn't matter, correct or wrong. Okay, at least one possible situation and one situation where conclusion is possible, one situation where conclusion is not possible. You will understand what I am talking about when I will be solving this sum. Okay, now over here the statements are all A are B. Okay, this is A, okay, and this is B. Okay, this is the diagram for all A are B. All B are C. This is B, this is C. Now we already have one diagram. Okay, we cannot have two diagrams, two separate diagrams for a statement or for two statements. Okay, we have to write this over here only because we already have B over here. So cancel this out. Just draw another circle over here and write C. So both the statements get satisfied in one single diagram. All A are B, all B are C. Okay, now the conclusions, right? Come to the conclusions. First is all B can be A. From this diagram of A and B, okay, all A are B. From this diagram, can you say that all the B can be A? Can be means possibility. So this is a possibility conclusion. We have to check whether this possibility is true or not. Over here, can you say that all the B can be A? No, we cannot say. We can say that some part of B is A, but we cannot say that all the B can be A. Okay, but we already know that all A are B. This statement can also be written as this way: A, B. Now here the condition gets satisfied. All A are B. Okay, this statement gets satisfied, and at this point what we can say? All B can be A. So we have two Venn diagrams. Okay, two Venn diagrams. In one Venn diagram the conclusion is not possible. All B can be A. This is not possible over here. But if you draw all A are B like this, okay, in this alternative manner, then we can say that all B can be A. So here the conclusion is possible. So one diagram where conclusion not possible, one diagram where conclusion possible, means we have to mark it as correct. So this is a correct conclusion. Okay, moving on to the second conclusion. Sum C not being B is a possibility. Again, this is a possibility. It is not a normal conclusion. It is a possibility conclusion. Okay, so sum C not being B is a possibility. Relation between C and B is asked. What is the relation between C and B? All B are C. Okay, here we have drawn it already. All B are C. Okay, can you say from here that sum C, okay, not being B is a possibility? Yes, some part of C, okay, some part of C is B, but some part of C is not B. So here in this situation we got it as correct. Now what is an alternative situation to this? All B are C can be written like this also: B, C. All B are C, and we can say all C are B. Now this is one situation, this is another situation. Okay, this is the second situation for conclusion number 2. Here the conclusion number 2 holds true, that some part of C not being B is a possibility. Some part of C will not be B over here. But over here we cannot say that. Here entire C is B. So here conclusion holds true, here conclusion does not hold true. So at one situation we get the conclusion as possible, in second situation we get the conclusion as not possible. So we have to mark this as correct. Okay, one possible, one not possible, correct. If all are possible, false. If all are not possible, false. Okay, let's move on to the third conclusion. Sum C can be B. Now again relation between C and B is given. Okay, C and B relation already we have drawn over here. All the B are C. From here we already drew the relation. We draw one possible diagram, we have also drawn the second possible diagram. Okay, in the first diagram what do we see? It is given sum C can be B. Okay, yes, this C, B is inside C, so sum of the C can be B. This holds true over here. Okay, this conclusion is possible over here. In the second diagram, sum C can be B. Already the entire C is B. Okay, so that means that some part of C is already B. So the conclusion is holding true over here also. Okay, so the conclusion is possible here also. Conclusion is possible here also. Okay, there is no third situation right now. or both of them it is possible, that means this conclusion has to be wrong. Okay, we have learned when the conclusion is possible in all the situations, we have to mark the conclusion as wrong. Okay, next fourth conclusion, sum A can be C. Now relation between A and C has been asked. Is there a relation between A and C? No direct relation is there. Relation between AB is there, relation between BC is there, but AC relation is not there. So move to our main diagram which we have seen. Okay, here what do we see? A lies inside B, B lies inside C, correct? Is that right? Now the conclusion over here is sum A can be C. Yes, entire A is C. Okay, sum A can be C. So conclusion holds true for this. Now let us see the situation over here. All A or B can be drawn like this. All B or C can be drawn like this. So if we combine these two statements, we can draw another circle like this on this only and say that A, B and C coincide. Correct? So this becomes a relation between A and C. Right? So we have combined both the statements. I'll draw it again over here. This one circle, this is A, this is B as well as C. So all A are B, all B are C. Both the statements get satisfied. So over here also the fourth conclusion holds true. Okay, what is the fourth conclusion? Sum A can be C. Already entire A is C because it is overlapping. So some part of A will definitely be C. So that means here also the conclusion is possible. Here the conclusion is possible. Here the conclusion is possible. That means that both the situations conclusion is possible. So this is a false conclusion. We always need one possible conclusion and one not possible conclusion. Then only we can say the conclusion is correct. So in this case, in this question number 4, we have first conclusion and second conclusion as valid, but third and fourth are not valid. We will see another sum, so this will become more and more clearer. Okay, moving to the next question. Again, in this question, we can find the words like can be, being possibility, can be, can be, can be. So this is again, we have to solve it using Venn diagrams. Okay, what we learned, if there are say 3 to 4 possible Venn diagrams, then at least in one diagram conclusion must be possible, in one diagram conclusion must not be possible, rest anything can happen. Okay, possible, not possible, then only we can say the conclusion is correct. If all it is possible, then it is false. If all it is not possible, if the conclusion is not possible in all of the 4 possible situations or all the 4 possible diagrams, then the conclusion is false. Okay, right? So let's solve. What is the statement? Sum A or B. This is A, this is B. Sum B or C. Now sum B or C. Sum B or C. Okay. Now let's move on to, this is our main diagram. Okay, both the statements are included in this diagram. Moving on to the conclusions. All A can be C. Now this is A, this is C. Is A and C connected? No. Over here we want the relation between A and C, but there is no direct relation in the statements. Okay, so over here, can we draw this diagram in any other way? Okay, here what have they given? Sum A or B, correct, and sum B or C. There is no direct relation between A and C, so we can draw this diagram in how? We can have A and this is B. Okay, and then we can say that A and C are connected like this. Here the statement is, on drawing this diagram, let us see if both these statements get satisfied. Sum A or B, yes, it is satisfied. Sum B or C, yes, it is satisfied. So this is also a possible diagram. There is another possible way. Okay, and how to derive that? Look at the conclusion. They are talking about all A can be C. So they are talking about a possibility. Okay, so let's draw all A can be C. Okay, this is A, right, and this is C. Okay, this is A, this is C, right? Now what is the first statement? Sum A or B, right? B, draw B like this. Okay, so sum A or B. Next is sum B or C. Yes, B and C overlap little bit, so sum B or also C. So if you observe carefully, we got 3 possible situations. You can draw more also, but if you see, this conclusion is possible over here in this situation, but this conclusion all A can be C is not possible over here, not possible over here. So we got one possible, one not possible, so this conclusion has to be correct. See how easy it is. Okay, next conclusion. Some C not being B is a possibility. Okay, now some C, okay, not being B is a possibility. Here we know some B are C. Okay, so but obviously common sense is that if some of the B are C, that means that over here we can write some C is not B. Okay, but we know that this statement here, the relation between C and B has been asked. We get the relation directly from this statement. This can be written as like this: B and C. Okay, so some B are C, and this conclusion holds true over here, that some part of C may not be B. Okay, some part of C may not be B, but we have already learned some B or C can also be drawn like this. Some part of B is C. Okay, this is B and this is C. Some part of B is C. In this case, the conclusion does not hold true. Why? Because here entire C is B. Okay, so we got one situation where conclusion holds true, one situation where conclusion does not hold true. So this is a correct and valid conclusion. Okay, next statement: all B can be A. Now what have they given? Some A are B. Okay, relation between A and B is asked in this conclusion. This third conclusion which is there, relation between B and A is asked. Where is the relation between B and A? In statement number 1. What is statement number 1? Some A are B. How can we draw it? Take a look over here. We can draw it like this. This is A, this is B. There is another way to draw. How it is? Some A are B. So draw this circle. This is A and this is B. Okay. What is the conclusion? All B can be A. In this case, all B can be A. Is it possible? No. In this case, all B can be A. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. We can say all the B can be A, plus this conclusion or this statement also holds true that some part of A is B. So we got one situation where it is possible, one situation not possible. That means this conclusion has to be correct. Okay. Fourth conclusion: no A can be B. What is this? No A can be B. Already relation between A and B is asked. Relation is what between A and B in statement number 1 is given. What is it? I'll draw it over here. Okay. Statement number 1 relation is some A are B. That means this is A, this is B. So compulsorily there has to be connection or overlapping between A and B. We can never say that no A can be B. This is not possible only. A and B has to overlap. They have already given it that some part of A and B overlap. Okay, it has to be there. So this is not possible at all. This is a wrong possibility. So we have to directly mark it as wrong. No need to check anything. No need to check all the possible diagrams and situations. Right. Next, fifth conclusion: some B can be A. Again, over here B and A relation is needed. What is the B and A relation? It is given in statement number 1. Some A are B. Okay, here we have drawn it. Some B can be A. Correct? Some B can be A. Right? Now some A or B can be written or drawn. We have drawn all the possible combinations for some A or B. It is over here and here. Correct? In these two situations. Okay, I'll draw these two situations again over here at the bottom. B is like this and this. Okay, wait, I'll draw it over here properly so that you will understand. Some B can be A. So relation between B and A is needed. This relation can be found in statement number 1. What is the statement? Some A are B. How do we draw it? We draw A, we draw B. What is the other way to draw it? Is there a possibility of other way of drawing it? Yes, there is. How do we draw it? We draw bigger circle, we draw B over here, we draw over here. Exactly like what we did over here. Okay. Now, what we will do is check the conclusion. Some B can be A. Yes, some B can be A because it is overlapping. Here it is true. Again over here, some B can be A. Yes, entire B is A over here. Right? Some B is A. So conclusion is true over here. So in both the situations, conclusion is true. So this conclusion has to be false or wrong. We have learned if in all the situations the conclusion is possible, we have to mark it as wrong. So we marked it wrong. So over here 1, 2 and 3 are valid, rest are wrong. Moving to question number 6. Again words like can be, possibility. So possibility sum, we have to draw a Venn diagram and solve it. Let's move on to drawing. All A are B. How do we draw it? This is A. All the A are B. Okay. Some B are C. Some B are C. Okay. Some C are D. some C are D, all the D are E. We can simply draw it like this and say all the D are E. Now conclusions, first one, some A can be B. Now over here what do we see? All the A are B, right? Is there is a relation there? In conclusion they have asked a relation between A and B, correct? So where is the relation between A and B? Statement number 1, right? Statement number 1 is all A are B. How do we write that? We draw A, we draw B. What is the other way of drawing it? Draw a circle. This is A and B, correct? What is the conclusion? Some A can be B. Over here in this first situation, yes, entire A is B. So some A can be B. This conclusion holds true or is possible for first situation. In second situation also, some A can be B because they are overlapping, correct? So it is also possible over here. Since in both the situations, okay, the conclusion is possible, so the conclusion must be false, right? We have learned at least one wrong has to be there, one not possible has to be there. Moving to second conclusion, some D can be C. Now what is relation between D and C has been asked. Where is it? Statement number 3. Okay, take the statement over here and let us draw. Some C are D. This is C, this is D. Okay, is there any other way of drawing it? Some C are D. Yes, this is C and this is D. Okay, there are two possible ways. Next, the conclusion is some D can be C. Over here conclusion holds true or is possible because some part of D can be C or is C. Over here entire D is C. Okay, that means that some part of D is C. Here also it holds true. Conclusion is possible in both cases. That means this conclusion is useless, not valid. Third one, all B being E is a possibility. Okay, now let us check out what they are meaning. All B being E is a possibility. Is there a relation between B and E? Absolutely not. Okay, you will see over here there is no relation between B and E. E has relation only with D. Okay, so let us try to create a relation or draw a relation of B and E. What they are saying, all B being E, that means all B is E. Say if we take this as B, okay, and if we take this as E, okay, this is what we talk about, all B being E. Now let us again draw the statements. Okay, let us see whether this is possible or not, whether all the statements can be drawn. First statement is all A are B. Okay, so we draw A over here, all A are B. This statement is, now we have drawn it properly. Second statement is some B are C. This is B. Okay, we draw this, some of the B are C. Third statement, some C are D. Some of the C are D. Okay, we draw it. Fourth is all the D are E. Now over here the entire D is not inside E. So instead of drawing D like this, if we say cancel this out and if we draw D like this, okay, inside E, okay, this is D. So what happens is that some C are D plus all the D are E. Okay, so all statements get satisfied. That means that this is a possible situation or possible diagram. This is also a possible diagram. Now what are they saying? All B being E is a possibility. In this case this conclusion does not hold true. Here E is separate, here B is separate. Okay, B does not come under E. But in this situation or this possible Venn diagram, B comes under E. Okay, so the conclusion is possible over here. We got one situation where the conclusion is not possible, one situation where the conclusion is possible. That means this conclusion has to be valid. Okay, very easy. See how we did it. We just tried to find out an alternate diagram. Okay, based on this conclusion, we drew a diagram. We took the statements, we tried to redraw the diagram, and we got the answer. Moving on to question number 7. Now again in the conclusions we can find the words can be, possibility. So we have to use the Venn diagrams. Let's start. Statement is no A is B. A, B. No A is B. No B is C. Again, no B is C. Conclusion, some A can be B. A and B relation is asked. It is given in statement number 1. No A is B. That means A and B are absolutely not connected. So how can we say that some A can be B? Wrong conclusion. Next, Second conclusion, all B can be C. Relation between B, C is asked. It is given in statement number 2. No B is C. That means B and C are not at all connected to each other. They are away from each other. Then how can we say all B can be C? Again, wrong conclusion. Third one, some C not being A is a possibility. Relation between C and A is asked. Is there a relation? No, there is no direct relation. Okay. Now see the diagram over here. A and C are far away. There is no connection between them. So in what possible way can we draw this diagram again? You can have A and C far away, or you can have A and C little bit connected to each other. Okay, this is A, this is C, or you can have A and C completely connected to each other. Completely means overlapping. Okay, so these are only 3 possible ways. There is no other way. Okay, so this will become first scenario, this will become second scenario, this will become third scenario. Okay, now in the second scenario, let's try to draw diagram according to the statements. No A is B. Okay, so A and B not connected. No B is C. So C and B again not connected. Okay, both statements satisfied, right? So this is a valid diagram. Third diagram, let's try. No A is B. No A is B. No B is C. Already C and A overlap. So no B is C. So this is also a valid diagram because both the statements can be drawn, okay, over here, are satisfied by this diagram. So we have 3 possible diagrams. Let us check the situation. Some C not being A is a possibility. Over here C is not related to A, so conclusion is possible over here. Over here some C not being A is a possibility. Yes, this part of C overlaps. Okay, this part of C is A, but this part of C is not A. So some part of C is not A, conclusion possible. Third, some C not being A is a possibility. Over here C and A completely overlap. All the C is A. So this conclusion is not possible in this case. Okay, there is no part of C which is not overlapping with A. Okay, everything is same as A. All C is A over here, right? So conclusion not possible here. We got one scenario where conclusion possible, one scenario where conclusion not possible. So this is a valid conclusion. Moving to question number 8. Question number 8. Again statements given. Again we have can be, possibility. We have to use the Venn diagram. Now over here, apart from Venn diagram, in the Venn diagram only, whatever method we have seen regarding solving the sums using possibility sums using Venn diagram, I am going to teach you another important tip, okay, or a trick that will help you solve more quickly, right? Let us see what the tip is. The tip is that whenever you know something for sure, 100% guarantee, no doubt at all, that thing, if you know this for sure from the statements, if you derive something for sure 100%, and if in conclusion it has been written as a possibility, okay, then you can directly mark the conclusion as wrong. So a sure thing, when it is written as a possibility in conclusion, you can mark that conclusion as wrong. We will see what exactly I am talking about. Okay, statements. Some A are not B. How to write that? We draw A, then we mark some part of it, okay, and this part of A is not B. Okay, what is the next? Some part of B is not C. Again for B, mark some part. This part is not C. Okay, this is the way we can draw the diagram. Okay, main diagram, primary diagram, very easy wala diagram, right? Conclusion. Some A can be C. Relation between A and C, do we know? Absolutely not. Okay, over here A and C relation is not given. Okay, in these two statements A and C relation is not given. Okay, so this diagram, C can be either away from A, just like in last sum, C can be away from A, or A and C can be partly connected, okay, or A and C can be fully connected. Okay, so this is one possible diagram, this is second possible diagram, this is a third possible diagram, right? Now over here, what do we see? That A and C are away. So some A can be C. This conclusion is not possible over here. In second situation, some A can be C. Is that right? Yes, some A can be C because overlapping is there. So conclusion is possible over here. Okay, so this conclusion is right. But before marking this conclusion as right, we have to see that in all the 3 situations or all the 3 possibilities, whether all the 2 statements get satisfied. Some A are not B. So draw that first. Some A are not B. Okay. Second is some B are not C. Some part of B is not C. Okay, both the sentence are satisfied over here in this also. So this is a correct Venn diagram. Okay, this is a correct Venn diagram and we can use it. Again, in third one, okay, what do we see? Some A are not B. Some A are not B. Right? Some B are not C. Some B are not C. Okay. Again, over here, logically, this is a correct Venn diagram. We can use it. Right? After that, we have to see some A can be C. This conclusion is not possible over here. This conclusion is possible over here. This conclusion is also possible over here. So one not possible, one possible, that means valid conclusion. Same way, some B can be A. Relation between B and A is asked. It is given in statement number 1. Some A are not B. What is the, how do we write it? We write it A and we write it B over here, right? What they are saying is that some A are not B. So this much part of A is not B, okay? And conclusion is some of the B can be A. Yes, it is possible. Some rest of the part of A, which is this part, is not B, that is sure. But this part of A can be B or cannot be B. Okay? There is no guarantee. We are not sure. It is a possibility that this part can be B or related to B, or this part cannot be related to B. Anything is possible. So this is a possibility. Anything is possible. Okay, we are not sure about it. It is possible. So we can say that this possibility is true. Here it is possible. Here it is not possible. So we got one possible, one not possible. So we can say that it is true. Right? Let's move on to the third conclusion. Some A not being B is a possibility. Now, A and B relation is asked, which is already there in statement number 1. What is the statement? Some A are not B, which can be drawn like this. A, this is a part which is not related to B. Okay, we already, the conclusion is that some A not being B is a possibility. We already, that means some A is not B. We already know that some part of A is not B. It is given in the statement. That is, we are 100% sure that some part of A is not B. Okay, still they are writing it as a possibility. Okay, a sure shot thing, they are writing it as a possibility that some A not being B is a possibility. So at such point we can simply mark the conclusion directly wrong. Have you understood? Now they have already given a statement which is concrete and 100% right, that some part of A is not B. Still we are casting a doubt on their statement that some part of A not being B is a possibility. Doubt means we are trying to say that it is a possibility that some part of A is not B. We already know for that for sure. Then why to repeat it twice? So this is a false conclusion. So whenever you know a sure thing, and if this sure thing is written as a possibility, you have to directly mark it as false. Again, the words like can be, possibility, so use Venn diagram. Statement. What are the statements? Let's solve. All A are B. A, B. All B are C. All B are C. Okay, this is diagram. Okay, no C is D. So D is away from C. Okay, C and D are not connected at all. Right? Conclusion. No B can be D. Relation between B and D. Now over here, if you observe the diagram directly, what you can see is that B comes inside C and C is not at all connected to D. How can B will be connected to D? So this is a sure shot thing which we can see over here, that 100% we know that B is not connected to D. Still they are giving it as a possibility. Possibility means writing the words can be, possible, okay, being a chance. Okay, so still we know 100% sure that B and D is not connected. Still they are writing it as a possibility that no B can be D. So this is redundant, wrong conclusion. Okay, next, some A being D is a possibility. Common sense, look at the diagram. A comes inside B, B comes inside C. So A comes inside C. C is not at all connected to D. How the hell will A be connected to D? Absolutely not. A and D not connected, that we know for sure. Or rather, A and D is not connected for sure. So A can never be connected to D. So this is also a wrong conclusion, that some A being D or some A can be D or some A being D is a possibility. Moving to next question. Again over here, words like possibility, possibility, possibility. So we have to use a Venn diagram. Let's start. Statements are some A are B. A, B. Okay. No B are C. C over here, away from B. No relation. Right. Now conclusion, sum A being C is a possibility. Relation between A and C is asked. Is there a direct relation? No. So over here A is here, C is here, away from each other. This is one possible scenario. How can we, again, now A and C relation can be how A is like this and C is partly connected to A. Okay. Now let us see whether this is a correct diagram or not. Let us try to draw diagram as per statement. Sum A are B. Sum A are B and no B are C. Yes, we have kept a gap between, so no B are C. So this is a possibly correct Venn diagram. Next is A and C can overlap each other. Okay. Now first sentence is sum A are B. Sum A are B. Okay. This is drawn. Now no B are C, but A and C overlap with each other. So if B is connected to A, B also overlaps with C. So this scenario which is there is not possible. This is not the correct Venn diagram. Do not consider this diagram because these statements don't get satisfied. This statement doesn't get satisfied. Okay. So there are only two possible situations. Move on to the conclusion. Sum A being C is a possibility. Over here C, A not connected. So here the conclusion is not possible. Here the conclusion is possible because there is common over here. Okay. Sum A being C. Okay. So conclusion is valid. One not possible, one possible. Next conclusion. All A being C is a possibility. Over here A and C away from each other. So conclusion not possible over here. Here A and C only partly connected or only partly overlapping. So all of A is not C. So conclusion again not possible over here. When in both the situations conclusion is not possible, wrong conclusion. Okay. Next, no C being A is a possibility. Again relation between A and C, right? No C being A. Here no C is A. So conclusion is possible over here. Here some C is A. So conclusion is not possible over here, right? So no C is A. This conclusion is not possible over here. We got one situation where conclusion possible, one situation where conclusion not possible. So it is a valid conclusion. Okay. Moving on. Okay, over here again conclusions, we see that we don't have can be or possibility, so it is a normal sum to be solved by income expense method. Okay, again by heart the table, remember the table. Let's move on. All means 150, donate money. All means 150, sum means 50 rupees, 50 rupees to the elements. Conclusion, all means 150 rupees, sum means 50, 50 rupees. First conclusion, all fruits are foxes. Fruits and foxes. Sentences, this is for fruits, this is for foxes. Common word, lions, lions. Yes, one lion is 100. Okay, so we can go ahead. Fruit income is 100. Fruit expenditure is 100. Condition satisfied. What is the condition? Income should be greater than or equal to expenditure. Okay, next. Foxes income 50, foxes expenditure 50. Condition satisfied. Valid conclusion. Okay, next. Fruits and beggars. Some fruits are beggars. Fruits and beggars. Fruits and beggars. Fruits and beggars. Okay, fruits is over here. Okay, and beggars is over here. Now the difference between them is what? Here they don't have anything common. Here it is lion and here it is foxes. Now there is another sentence in between where what do you have? Lion, lion common. Then the fox, fox common. Very easy. You have to use the same technique which we used till now for two sentences. First take this sentence and start comparing. Okay, what is the common between these two? Lion and lion. Okay, lion, lion is common. So is one lion 100? Yes, one lion is 100. Good. One lion is 100. We can move ahead. Okay, take this sentence now and the third sentence. Okay, these two sentences. What is common? Foxes, foxes. Is one fox 100? No, both the foxes are 50-50. So this is wrong. We cannot go ahead. It is an invalid conclusion. Answer is only one follows. Understood? Very easy. Use the same technique. If you get 10 sentences also like that, you can use the same technique. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Again over here, normal sum of syllogisms to be solved by income expenditure. Rule is income must be greater than equal to expenditure. Sum, donate 50 rupees, 50 rupees. Sum 50, 50, all 150, by heart the table. Okay, sum 50, 50, sum 50, 50, sum 50, 50. Let's start. Okay, First conclusion, some people are rivers. People and river in one sentence. Are there people and river in one sentence? No. Here we have river, here we have people. Okay. You can consider people over here, river over here. But since you are getting two sentences close by, then why should you take such a big leap? Okay. So river here, people here. Common is shirt, shirt. Okay. Is one shirt 100? Yes. You can move ahead. River income is 50. Here river expenditure is 50. People income is 50. Here people expenditure is 50. Condition satisfied. Conclusion 1 valid. Some people are buttons. People 50. People and button. Okay. Okay. We have people and button. No. Button over here. People over here. First take these two sentences. Button. Okay. And shirt. Okay. What is the common over here? River, river. Here river 50, here river 50. This common. Is any one river having 100? No, both of them are having 50 only. We cannot move ahead. Second conclusion, not valid. Next, some shirts are buttons. Shirt and button, shirt and button, shirt and button. Okay, button is over here in first, shirt is over here in second. Okay, what is common? River. River is common, right? River here 50, here 50. No river has 100 over here. Both of them are having 50. We cannot move ahead. Third conclusion, wrong. Only one follows. See how easy it is. Please remember, almost 90 to 95% times you will get these normal sums of syllogisms. Normal. Hardly 5% times you will get that possibility wala tough sums of Venn diagram. Okay. Even those are very easy if you practice. But please remember, do this income expenditure method very nicely, because this will give you exact and accurate answer. If you try to solve these questions using Venn diagram, you will get confused. Okay, there are many possibilities. You will get confused. So much better use income expenditure method. Now next question. Choose the option where the third segment in the statement can be logically deduced using both the preceding two, but not just from one of them. What does this mean? They have given us three statements A, B, C. Each of these segment has three sub segments. Okay, three statements. All these three statements have three segments into it. First segment, second segment, and third segment. And they are saying that the third segment should be logically deduced using these two statements. We have to choose such an option where the third statement is a logical conclusion or logical deduction of these two sentences. It should not happen that because of one sentence you are directly getting the conclusion. It should be that using both the sentences you should logically get this conclusion, get this third segment as conclusion. Okay, so which A, B or C, which of them is possible? Let us see. This is again conclusion is what? So third segment is conclusion. All lions are beggars. There is no word like can be, possibility. So this is a normal sum. This is a normal statement. Generally you will never get possibility over here. You will get normal only. Normal is solved by income expenditure. What is table of income expenditure? All beggars are poor. All. Distribute money 150. Again all. Distribute money 150. Again all in conclusion. Distribute money 150. Okay. Conclusion is this. All lions are beggars. Lions and beggars in single line? No. These two lines. Okay. What is common in these two, first segment and second segment? Poor. Poor. Is that right? Poor is common. Is one poor 100? No. Both the poor are 50-50 only. So invalid statement. So option A is of no use. This conclusion cannot be logically deduced using these two. Okay. Moving on to next one. All people boxes. All. 150. Again all 150. Again all 150. Right? This is conclusion. All boxes are foxes. Boxes and foxes. Here it is box. Here it is fox. These two sentence common is people. Okay. Is one people 100? Yes. This is 100. Okay. So now one people is 100. Okay. And one is 50. So we can go ahead. Right. Now let us start. Box expenditure over here is 100 and box income over here is what? 50. Income is less than expenditure. How can we go ahead? Cancel. Statement B not useful. Third one. All men 100 can run. Over here run is the second element. Okay. All women. All again means 100 and again 50. All women are men. This becomes 50. Again over here all. Distribute money 150. Okay. This is conclusion. Two elements are women and run. Where are they? run is over here, women is over here. In these two sentences, common is men. One man is 100, so we can move ahead. Expenditure of woman is 100, income is 100. Correct? So condition satisfied. Next, expenditure of run is 50. Here also income is 50. Condition satisfied, that income should be greater than equal to expenditure. So third one is a logical statement. Okay, third conclusion can be derived from these two segments. So answer is C, statement C. They can have statement A as well as C as correct. Okay, and they can give you options like A, statement A and C, statement B and C, or statement B only. Okay, and you have to, if A and C are correct, then choose the option A and C, right? So that is also possible. So remember that. This is same as what we learned earlier. Only thing is that you have to solve these 3 times. Okay, there's nothing different. Okay, moving to the next question. Choose the option where the third statement is conclusion drawn from preceding 2 statements. Now over here, this is similar to what we did in the previous question. Only thing is that here in the options they have directly given the 3 statements. Okay, combination of 3. A, B, E, B, E, A. So here this is the third statement, this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, which should be the conclusion. So we have to choose which option. The third is the conclusion of 1 and 2. So we have to, if E is the conclusion of A and B, okay, which can be derived logically from A and B, then we have to choose option A. Say if B can be derived logically from E and C, we have to choose the option D. So we have to check all these 4 combinations. Let's start with A, B, E. Statement A, statement B, statement E. Okay, A is an eagle lays eggs. B is all birds lay eggs. E, an eagle is a bird. This is a normal sum, no possibility. Okay, an eagle, okay, or one eagle. Okay, this is similar to what? This is similar to all eagles. Okay, all eagles lay eggs, right? So all means 100, 50. Okay, all birds lay eggs, 100, 50. Here an eagle is a bird, all eagle is a bird, or all eagles are birds. All means 100, 50. Eagle, so conclusion is E. So eagle and bird, right? Here it is eagle, here it is bird. What is common? Eggs and eggs. Is there any 100? No. A is not possible. Okay, next, B, E and A. Okay, now we have B, we have E and we have A. We have already written the numberings. Okay, B, E and A. Here A is the conclusion, so we have to check for eagle and eggs. Okay, these are the 2 words. So eggs are over here, eagle is over here. Correct? What do we have over here? Birds is common. Bird is here, bird is over here. Is one bird 100? Yes, this bird is 100. Correct? So we can go ahead. Here egg and eagle is there. A is the conclusion. So eagle expenditure is 100. Over here eagle income is 100. Condition satisfied. Egg expenditure is 50. Here egg income is 50. Correct? Okay. So condition satisfied, that income is greater than equal to expenditure. So answer is B. Okay, you can try out C and D also, but you won't get the answer correct. Okay, these 2 are wrong options. So answer is B. See how easy it is. Practice the income expenditure method. It would be very easy. You might think that Venn diagrams which are there, they are very difficult. You might have seen the possibility sums, but those are hardly 5% sums. Okay, not more than that is asked. The table is very useful. Just by heart the table, you will get everything from it. It would become very easier and quicker to solve the income expense method. So use that table everywhere. Just keep practicing and you will become a master in syllogism.